Mining job hunt video. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters, and in today's video we are going to be looking for jobs for the sponsors mining jobs to apply for page on their underground training website. So these are all the jobs that we think you should be applying for once you've done the training. I'm also going to be answering a question because that seems to have worked very well in the last videos that I've done. It'll be towards the middle of the video when we sort of run out of a few jobs. I'll start talking about this, but I've been asked a question about apprenticeships and traineeships and what's the difference and how it all works and whether you're just better off getting an entry-level job. So it's horses for courses with all that sort of stuff. But let's jump over to Seek and start collecting the jobs. Now, there aren't that many truck driving jobs around at the moment, but specific truck driving jobs, but what there are a lot of is there's a lot of crew jobs. So the crew jobs are the jobs where they're looking for everybody as they're ramping up, and so when they run crew ads they tend not to run entry level ads because they get a number of people applying for those crew ads as well. So let's have a look. So it's a coal field, so underground operators, so that's another crew job, that one, for a labour hire company. So it can be a bit hit and miss sometimes whether you can get entry level with labour hire, but as you can see they're looking for pretty much everybody in that one, but it says that you just need a manual car licence to get in. So Perilia, Broken Hill, so this is something that you'd be able to look at doing drive in, drive out of Adelaide if you wanted to. You could arrange that for yourself, a lot of people do. And then, yeah, Perilia have got the labour hire company looking for people as well. So various roles. It'll be for the same mines around there, but they're really desperate for people. And there's a few other jobs around that shows how desperate they are for people around the place. Underground bogger operator, Diamond Driller Offsider, entry level. So we'll put that one up. Drill staff. So we'll put that one in there. It's not bad starting money for entry level for diamond drilling offsiting. It's a path that you can take you down to become a diamond driller, or a lot of people jump ship after they do their 6 months and they move over to the main crew as a truck driver or a nipper. Underground projects crew, Barminco. Expressions of interest at Rosebery. So this is what they do sometimes when a client can't get their mine up to speed. They will bring a contractor in like Ruck, but the condition is that they've got to bring enough experienced people in to man it and then train a whole heap of people up for them. And so this is a good opportunity for people that are down in Tasmania to have a look. Underground charge up, trainer, a lot of training jobs going, trying to get everybody up to speed. Trainer, assessor, underground, jumbo operator, Olympic Dam, service crew, overseas role, cable boulder, underground trainer again, bogger operator, fitters. Expat jumbo operator job. Charge up. Horsham Victoria, underground grader and charge up. So that's a contract within a contract. So that'll be interesting to see how they got that one. Entry level mining jobs, Olympic Dam. Redpath for those that are in South Australia. and they are looking for people on their Agi trucks as well and all that sort of stuff. So they're getting ready to get people up to speed with that. Experienced underground driller. Jump operators. Underground drill fitters. Expat work, diesel fitters. Glencore winder driver. Barminco Agi driver. Henty gold mine. Entry-level truck operation. So again, this is a full crew ad in for Tasmania for the Henty gold mine. Which is great. So there's a lot of opportunity around the country. It's a casual truck operating job on the surface. They might not have many people go for that. So I'll put that in there in the exploration as well. Shift supervisors, international operations, control room operator, Agi Operator, pit and portal, we'll have that one. So like I was saying before, a lot of the big mines will bring in contractors, as in a Barminco, Burncut, Ruck, Prybar, Redpath, pit and portal, some of these contractors to bolster their own numbers on their owner operator mines, and also to help train up new starters. So it can be a good opportunity that way to get in, because nobody likes the turnover that they have of new starters, and it costs lots of money. Alright, so that's underground foreman, coal operator. So with the viewer's question, the difference between entry level and apprenticeship and a traineeship is that the entry level at sink or swim training, surface drillers. With the apprenticeship, there's not that many around, and that's the big problem, that a lot of people think that the only way to get an apprenticeship in mining is to start as, or to get a trade in the mines is only to get a start as an apprentice. Whereas a lot of the companies, they'd only put a few apprentices on, some would say the bare minimum, and then what they do is they go around and they poach everybody after they finish their apprenticeship, and they put them through a quick 6-month course or 6-month on-the-job training to bring you up to speed. Normally they start you on the last time I saw someone do it, they started on like about $50 an hour, and then by the time the 6 months was over, they were on $75 an hour, like all the other fitters that were working on site. And it was just there to bring you up to speed, so you could get going really quickly. I think the big thing that people, if you're just hanging out for an apprenticeship on a mine site, or if you're thinking about you trying to transfer into an apprenticeship on a mine site, they don't do many, so it's really hard to get. And like I said, most people that have got them, are related to somebody or know somebody or have won a prize or a grant or something like that. Most of the companies, they go down the poaching method. So if you just want to get into mining as a fitter or as a tradesman, my recommendation would be to hunt up an apprenticeship wherever you can, do your apprenticeship, and then make the jump into mining. They will more than gladly, snap you up. The problem that people have with the traineeships on the surface especially is that they often go for 12 months or 2 years and they're on 2-in-1 roster and they don't pay very much. Now, the reason I tell you that they don't pay very much is that a lot of the time they are a $75,000 a year salary on the 2-in-1 roster, and that works out to be $25 an hour. So that's not a lot of money for working the hours that you work. The other big issue is, and I see this a lot on all the jobs for the surface that I've seen coming up lately, is most of them are only a 12-month or 2-year fixed term contract. So what happens after you finish that traineeship? Does the company put you on full time, or do you have to look for another job? And if you've only just done 12 months and it's just been like a labour saving device where it's, the company's got some cheap labour for 12 months, because that's the way I view it. You should be up to speed within 6 weeks of driving a truck on the surface, so you're going to have 10.5 months of being cheap labour to somebody. So if they don't pick you up, where do you go after that? Where do you go from there? And that's the issue. That's the issue that everybody has at the moment, because there seems to be lots of trainee programs around, but once the training program is over, they tend to get rid of everybody that's there and bring in a new lot of trainees. And that seems to be a lot of the coal mining traineeships MO. And in iron ore, because it's going driverless, they're putting people on these fixed term contracts. I saw a lady had a question on one of the Facebook pages not too long ago. She was talking about she got offered 2 jobs. One was it sounded like it was a coal mining job in Queensland on a BHP site, but it was only a contract, like it was just a traineeship for the 6 months or the 12 months, and then you had to, it wasn't fixed term. Or she got offered a job with Northern Star in the Super Pit in Kalgoorlie, and pretty much to a man, everybody in the comment section told her to take the BHP job and you'll get a shirt eventually and all that sort of stuff, without really knowing that a lot of those jobs on those mine sites, BHP have also commissioned Komatsu to turn 500 of those trucks driverless on those coal mines up there. So that's why they're doing the fixed term contracts. Whereas with the Super Pit, they're looking to hire people full time because they can't use those driverless trucks in the deep pits. They have to have bums in seats. So the best job to take in that situation would have been the Kalgoorlie job. But like I said, pretty much everybody on the comments told her to take the BHP coal job in Queensland with Programmed. And it is what it is. It's a temporary thing. As soon as they can get the driverless trucks up, they're going to do what Gina did in Roy Hill, and they're going to get rid of everybody. I don't need to remind everybody that you've only got to the end of the truck drivers at Roy Hill are going to be phased out by the end of next month, and so that's a pretty big step for them to take. But that's the difference between, traineeships, entry level, and apprenticeships. A big thing about apprenticeships is that there's not many of them. They tend to go to people that know somebody within the industry, and it's from what I've seen and the people that have come through, it's a lot easier to go and get a diesel mechanic apprenticeship on a farm or in the farming industry or transport, and then move into mining after that. You talk to a lot of the fitters on site, and that's the pathway they've taken, or even from the armed services. So work with a lot of guys that were diesel fitters on submarines and all that sort of stuff that have made their move into mining over the years. So it's just a matter of horses for courses. But if you look at that between what a fitter makes and what a miner makes, like a jumbo operator, so if you're going to go to be like the breakdown fitter, they're probably on between 80 and 90 bucks an hour, whereas the jumbo operator is on $120 to $150 an hour, depending on who they're working for and what's going on. But that's I hope that answers your question. It's there's a lot around as far as, you know, once you've got your qualification, it's there's with fitting, there's always companies looking for people, but yeah, there's not that much around with looking for apprenticeships straight up. So hopefully that went well. Drillers Offsiders. Again, lots of offsider jobs going because they will have turned over a lot of people during the Christmas New Year period. A lot of people will have come home, a lot of people will have missed planes, a lot of people won't want to go back. Caliber Resources. Underground operators. Yeah, these guys have taken stuff from people from the training in the past. So if you're up that way, it's worth going in and handing your resume in and saying hello. And again, you know, this thing for Caliber Resources, it's on page 10 that we're looking at. So you've got to go through them, you've got to be on top of it. If you're applying yourself, I would be looking at this every single day, not just once a week. That way you can really keep on top of it. It's hard for me to do any more than once a week, and it seems to be working out well for people. People are still getting jobs out of the videos, applying for the jobs that have come up on them. We'll give it one more, and then we'll have a look at our mining prices list. So our metal prices, we'll have a look at those. Alright, so let's have a look at our metal prices. So gold slipped, it's probably down another $20 or $30 from where it was last week. It's just dipped below $2,700 an ounce. But as you can see, copper's still over $13,000 a tonne, and nickel's back up over $42,000 a tonne, which makes all the mine sites around the place really, really profitable. And that's why there's all the jobs out there, and that's why everybody's trying to ramp up. It's not like the coal mining. The coal price has really taken a bit of a hammering because everybody's opening up their coal mines that are next to their coal-fired power plants around the world. So the coal price has come down. Last time I looked at it, it was below $140 US a tonne, which brings it down to around that $200 Australian a tonne, which, you know, from what I'm told, makes a few mines iffy, unfortunately. So that's what's going on, and it's just going to keep going in that direction, unfortunately, because they're just going to open their own coal mines up. Whereas with gold and nickel and copper and zinc and lead and silver and all those other things, there aren't other mines around in the world to open up. Everybody that's got one of those mines that's in mothballed has already opened it up or is in the process of opening it up. As we saw a couple of the Tasmanian mines that are in the process of opening back up again, they're ramping up into production mode, so they need people. This is a map of all the mines around the country that are producing metals for batteries and gold. So like I said, there's a lot going on in Tasmania. They're opening things back up again. There's a little bit going on in Victoria, up in the northern goldfields here. Lots going on in the middle of New South Wales. That's all drive in, drive out. So that's good options from Victoria, New South Wales, or even southeast Queensland here. You've got all the stuff that's up in the north of Queensland that's fly in, fly out of Brisbane and Townsville, Cairns area, but a lot of that's also drive in, drive out. So if you're in the middle here, a lot of people drive up and drive back again. Northern Territory, you've got Savannahs and Tanamite in the middle that are fly in, fly out of Darwin, as well as a few other gold mines here that are drive in, drive out. South Australia's got all the Oz mineral sites that are underground, as well as Olympic Dam, which always needs a lot of people. And over here in WA, you know, you've got 20 companies that are all looking for people fly in, fly out of Perth, and you've got all the gold mines and nickel mines that are around Kalgoorlie at the moment that are trying to ramp up and take advantage of the high prices. So there's lots of work all over the country. It's just a matter of getting yourself educated, which you can use the sponsors training for, and then just chasing down the jobs. It's just a matter of applying. In the back of the underground In the back of the DIY course is full instructions on how to redo your own resume, so you can do that yourself, interview prep, and you can apply directly for one of the mid-tier miners. There's lots of opportunity around. You just got to give the employers what they want, somebody that knows how their mine works. So I hope you found that information helpful. I will post the jobs up as I normally do. If you've got any questions about the mining industry, please send them through, and if you could like and subscribe the channel. Thanks.